On this episode of the Red Barn Garage, I'm going to try to figure out what's wrong with my defroster flapper motor. One thing I'd like to point out before I go into what I've done to make this work, and it has been working for 3 weeks, is that I don't necessarily think this was something I probably should have DIY'd. I probably should have spent the $125 and replaced the motor. For example, when I first took it apart, I did nothing but pull it apart and grease all the parts and put it back together. And then I went to a event, and it was really sleety and slushy and rainy that day, and I needed that defroster motor, and it quit. So my first attempt at repairing it was unsuccessful. In this attempt, you'll see me go through a lot of different issues, going from different lubes to different cleaning. You'll see me test out different parts of the system. I tested the potentiometer. It did seem to have a bad spot in it. The fix you'll see toward the end of the video is getting it onto a drill and just spinning it real fast to kind of clean it off. Basically, I put some WD-40 on it and just spun it real fast. I still don't know how long this fix will last. It has been 3 weeks so far. So right now the car is back in here because I've got to replace the intake manifold, which is the next thing I'm going to do to it. And I got some other things to show you about it. So tonight we're going to attempt to repair this motor that came off the Audi. Bosch motor, and there's some of the numbers on it. This is a little narrow, guys, so if you pop this in there, then you can use this, kind of twist it apart. Same thing over here. Okay, over here and do one of these. Once you get a couple, 2 or 3 of these, and it starts coming your way pretty quick. There we go. All right, this is the internals. What's nice is that everything will just pop right out of there. So we've got the motor out of the car. Last time I had it out, we just lubricated the motor and all the gears. This time we're going to check the resistance. I see 3 pins, 1, 2, 3, a space, which is labeled 4, but there's nothing there, and then 5, 6. 5 and 6 is plus and minus on the voltage. It's a 12-volt system. I'm going to check out what we have for resistance on the multimeter here. Between 1 and 2, 371. Between 2 and 3, 4.3 kilo ohms. All right, what I'm seeing just right away is the little plastic gears are just not aligned, and I'm not quite sure what that means. It seems like the potentiometer at this range should be probably already at 5,000 instead of being at 4.6 or 4.3. I'm gonna pop the motor out for just a second. Doesn't want to turn at all. If I lay it like this, that's pin 1, that's pin 2. Oh, so I'm missing a pin. There's pin. That's pin 3. I'm looking at these 3 pins right here. So it's 1, 2, and 3. So I've gone to the totally opposite other side. So now I'm going backwards. Let me just label this. 1 to 2 to 3. Between 1 and 2, we're showing 3.9 kiloohms. Between 2 and 3, I expect something in the hundreds. 0.75 kiloohms. Going the full opposite end of the spectrum. Measuring again. 484 and 4.1 now. Or we were getting 4.3. I'm showing 4.1. Still moving. Well, it's not moving super freely. It still wants to stick right here. It will stick. Let's try to go the other direction. It's just so stuck. You know, this position and not move. So that was able to come up pretty easily. I'm just cleaning this up a little bit. Getting all this old grease out of here, which may or may not help, don't know, but these bad boys are $125. I'd rather spend that on something else. Paper towel, cleaning this thing all off as good as I can. I really think there was just some binding up in that and I think was the source of my problems. So there's a groove underneath the back side of this that has a bunch of crusty old lubricant in it. That does not want to turn very smoothly at all. Well, I've tried everything now. I guess I'll try petroleum jelly at this point. Nothing has made it smooth. That's a lot better. Petroleum jelly seems to be the answer here. Goop it in there. Let's get it moving a little bit easier with the petroleum jelly. The treadmill glue was not thick enough. Let's hope that was the problem. My only question is just this resistor here. Is it going to be good to go? Some have said they just put oil on this. WD-40. And they've been good to go. So you know what? It's good enough for the internet. It's good enough for me. Let's do it. Put the oil on this. We'll run it around 3 or 4 times. Check its resistance. What I'm going to do is put the meter on ohms. We'll check what the resistance is through its rotation here. So we're going to check the resistance. So 175. Lead popped off. 4.5 kiloohms. That's a complete open right there. Then it goes to 1.76 ohms. Completely open to 4.47. Let's jump between the other two, so this other side. 69 ohms to 4.3K. 64, 4.3K. It's auto scaling, so that's why I'm missing. It doesn't go completely open like it did on the other side. 75 ohms. Then the kilo ohms. So it seemed like this other side has a bad spot in it. And that's what some on the internet were saying, is that this guy, yeah, I'm turning it and it's not going down. It's 4.4, 174, 4.4, 173, and then it goes in a massive resistance. Oh, 21K, and then completely open. So I think there is something wrong with this. I'm checking the resistance, and this side, the pins 3 and 2 make sense as you rotate them through. So there's 0.1 ohm, 75 ohms, and then the kiloohms. That's when it rotates all the way around, and then it'll slowly start going down in resistance until it gets into the 100 ohms. There it goes. Down to the 70. So it gets down 70, 60, and eventually flip back over to the thousands of ohms. Yep. So that looks right to me. On this side, between pins 1 and 2, the lowest I can get is 175 ohms. So this one has in the hundreds of ohms. Maybe it's how designed, but I don't know. It seems different than one side seems different than the other. So that's back together again. Well, all I can say is I'll give it a shot. Alright, defroster. Not even trying. Nothing. So I've got a flat motor, a potentiometer position knot, potentiator, positioning motor, defrost flop. I'm gonna, circuit to open to ground. Let's just hit reset on all this. And clear these faults. Okay, they're all gone now. And I just turned the locker, has no voltage supply. So it thinks it's locked again, for whatever reason. Clear the faults. There are no faults, it says. I think I just need a new one of these bad boys. But I didn't get the potentiometer fault, so I did have it 180 out. I'm gonna plug this guy back in. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put a clip on this voltage range. I'm gonna go to the output test of that over the 11 here. to the fresh air vent. We'll start cycling the defroster flat motor. Max 10.1 volts, 10.61 volts. Min negative 8.74 volts. Negative 9.2 volts. Negative 10. I would expect it to go to negative 12. And positive average should be 0. Max 10.62. Min negative 10.5. Max 10.6. Yeah, so it's definitely cycling between, you know, one way and the other. So I would say there's voltage definitely there. I think the next thing I need to do is take this motor completely apart. I put some WD-40 inside the holes there, which may or may not be the right thing to do, but at this point I'm desperate. Hopefully lube it up some. We'll pop it back in here and give it one more try. Actually, another thing I want to do is try to pinch these little, where it clamps onto the motor, a little tighter, just in case it's not getting a good connection there. This one looks like it's not bent well, so we'll bend it back. Alright, so hopefully that's a good connection. We'll pop it back in there, straight down there on those clips. Alright. I'm going to go back into OBD11 and do the cycling thing. The output test. It moved for a second, didn't it? I'm going to flip this potentiometer one more time. 180 out, maybe. I have no idea. I put it in and immediately started clicking. The motor jumped up from where it's supposed to be. It goes all the way there and stops. And it tries to go back and it just seemed to can't. Alright. I think this potentiometer is hosed. Somebody mentioned on the forums to take a drill bit and just spin it around in there as fast as you can for a while. So, because I got nothing else to lose, we're going to try that now. At this point, $125 could have been saved, but what I'm doing is just sticking a drill bit in here that's just barely going to fit and just spinning the crap out of this potentiometer and then flipping it over and spinning it the other way. Just trying to clean it up, maybe. Problem is I have no idea which way is it supposed to go on. Try this one. Okay, there it goes, and it stopped. The keys are not even on, by the way. It's only going partial the way. Partially. It just goes that far and stops. It just doesn't know it. I don't think it knows it's there. That's the problem. It doesn't know that it's to the full extension. Oh, fully one way, fully the other way. Look, it's working. Fully one way, fully the other way. And it stopped. Oh, and it's going again. So this is a temporary fix, obviously. Yeah, and it just popped out of there. Nope, still going. I don't trust this thing one bit. So my instinct says to leave this thing open just so I've got some defroster and don't even worry about this thing, but I'm gonna put it back on, hoping against hope. All right, so let's get this thing buttoned backed up real quick, like in a hurry. This will stop the output test. This is the output test on the OB211. Let's check the faults. Faults say, survey says, still spinning. I have a feeling it's my potentiometer, intermittent. There it is. They're both still present. So I think the answer here is that I'll need to get a replacement. So let's go back to auto setting. No faults still. Let me go back to upper and then go back to auto. No faults. Okay, so let's get this thing put back together as quick as possible because it's cold out here. Hindsight, I probably should have checked that thing before I plugged it all up, but here we go. I feel air. Question is where I feel air again. Yep. So we're gonna say goodbye for now. I think I've got it going. Not too confident that fix is gonna last forever. All right, this is gonna wrap it up. I am tired and it's cold, but hopefully I have a defroster. Thanks for watching the Red Barn Garage.